Edge at 11 starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, a young driver trying to navigate a foggy night on the road ends up stranded in floodwaters.
It was a life or death situation for this 20-year-old woman. Fox News' Dave Spencer joining us live with more on this dramatic rescue made by the Macomb Township Fire Department. Tell us what happened, Dave.
Yeah, Taryn, Allison Adams was just trying to get home. It was Friday night. It was on 24 Mile in Macomb County, and the road was foggy. It was rainy, and the road that she was driving on, she had no idea that it would wiped away by the Clinton River that had overgone its banks, totally enclosed the road there. Luckily, firefighters were close by and they knew exactly what to do.
It was very scary. I thought I was drowning.
Just before 11 on Friday night, Allison Adams went from driving along 24 Mile near North Avenue to nearly floating down the Clinton River.
I lost complete control of my wheel. My brakes locked on me. It swung me left and then swung me right into the ditch that was flooded. There was ice covering it, and my car just started sinking.
In a panic, she tried to escape her vehicle on her own.
I thought I could make it out, but my car was already submerged like halfway down the door.
She instead called 911. Within minutes, firefighters were on scene.
Put on the water suits to go in. It was roughly 4 to 4.5 foot deep.
Everybody was telling me just stay calm, making sure I wasn't hurt.
Stretched out a 24-foot extension ladder, braced it up against the tire of the car, and then they were able to get her out. She crawled across the ladder.
And I climbed out of my window onto the windshield and onto the ladder, and I had to climb across the ladder onto the side of the ditch.
She was checked out and her Kia Sportage was towed away.
I'm just very grateful that the firefighters were able to get me out. They were in their wetsuits in the freezing cold. I was just so grateful. I'm very thankful.
The fire chief says it doesn't take much to end up in a situation like this.
6 to 12 inches of water is all it takes to move a vehicle.
And the fire chief says they train for those kind of scenarios each and every day. And as you saw there, their hard work paid off. Reporting live tonight, Dave Spencer on The Edge.
The takeaways from this is obviously how hard these firefighters work, but calling 911 and being able to think so quickly, she did that. If she didn't, who knows what would have happened.
Exactly, and she acted very quickly, right? Because those flood waters, they could rise very quick. When you're in 4 feet of water, that could quickly become 6. And obviously, if you see these waters ahead of you, turn around, don't drown. That's always something to keep in mind.
Oh, top of mind for sure. Dave, thanks, and that was a good ending to that story. Well, revealing testimony today in day 3 of the trial involving the Oxford school shooter's mother, Jennifer Crumbley.
Jurors watched chilling video of the shooter and his parents from that day in November of 2021.
Why? What? I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Did Jennifer Crumbley?
Also today, the school counselor who made the decision to send the shooter back to class took the stand. He answered questions about Jennifer Crumbley and if she shared any information with him about her son's mental health.
Did Jennifer Crumbley tell you that her son texted her on March the 20th, 2021, that he was hallucinating?
No.
Did Jennifer Crumbley tell you that in April of 2001, she had told a friend of hers that she thought Ethan was depressed?
No.
Did Jennifer Crumbley tell you that she had referred to her son as weird?
No.
Did Jennifer Crumbley tell you that she had never once set an appointment with any mental health professional?
No.
Jennifer Crumbley is charged with involuntary manslaughter. Her trial picks up on Tuesday morning.
Joe Biden has a history of serving others and serving the working class and fighting for the working class, standing with the working class. Donald Trump has a history of serving himself and standing for the billionaire class, and that's contrary to everything that working class people stand for.
UAW President Shawn Fain discusses why the union is endorsing President Biden for a second term, and former President Trump doesn't like it at all. Trump went on to his social media platform, Truth Social, and blasted Fain, calling him a dope.
And he didn't stop there. Fox News' Dave Kinchin has more on the former president's latest feud.
President Biden has always bet on the American worker and stood with the American worker, and he proved that during this presidency.
It's a big reason why UAW President Shawn Fain says President Joe Biden earned the auto union's long-awaited endorsement for his re-election bid. He told CBS's Face the Nation over the weekend that Biden helped save manufacturing jobs and that there was no way former President Donald Trump would have had a chance.
Joe Biden has a history of serving others and serving the working class and fighting for the working class, standing with the working class. Donald Trump has a history of serving himself and standing for the billionaire class, and that's contrary to everything that working class people stand for.
Trump blasted the UAW's move on the Truth Social platform, saying, quote, Shawn Fain is a weapon of mass destruction on auto workers and the automobile manufacturing industry in the United States. Is he under contract to China because they will be getting almost all of our car-making business within a very short period of time? All auto workers should vote for Trump. Make America great again.
It does raise a question about what is the role of electrical vehicles, because Trump was quick to respond to Shawn Fain's endorsement.
Wayne State business professor Merrick Masters says aside from Trump being at odds with labor and the automakers on EVs, Fain had a mission to secure certain wins for workers in order to give Biden UAW support.
I would imagine that in the back of his mind, and certainly in the forefront of his voice, is that he wants some assurances that as they move towards electrical vehicles, there will be protection for workers.
And keep in mind, President Biden was the first U.S. sitting president in history to join the UAW strike picket line back during that 46-day strike against the Detroit Three. Meantime, Trump campaign surrogates say that the former president will, of course, certainly be back in Michigan a lot campaigning. One of the reasons why he's been watching the infighting within the Michigan Republican Party and wanting that to clear up as quickly as possible. Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
Most of the snow from this month has melted. That's the good news, but we could see some more flakes tomorrow.
Yeah, Captain Rich Luderman has a look at our forecast. And Rich, a little snow we expect. Hopefully nothing crazy.
Right there. About an inch or so of wet snow tomorrow. You can see our next Clipper system. It's now taking shape over the northern lakes, but it will be dropping south. So between 8 o'clock and noon tomorrow, a round of wet snow likely with about an inch in most spots. Right now it's dry in southeast Michigan. You can see some of those first flakes up close to Cadillac, well north of Grand Rapids. There are some flakes out around the Mackinac Bridge. These are live pictures. It looks kind of slick out there. 36 degrees on Mackinac Island. For us today, 37 with all the clouds, 32 the low. But remember, this is traditionally some of the coldest time of the year, mid to late January. Here are our averages, 32 and 18, so way above those levels. Nothing close to any records. How about the numbers right now? 31s for Howell and Pontiac, 32 at Metro Airport, 32 in Lapeer, 31 Jackson, over in Windsor, 32 degrees. Temperatures won't fall much more because we have this southerly breeze, and that'll tend to keep temperatures rather steady for the rest of tonight. But look up around Ludington, 37, not terribly cold there. 40 in Minneapolis, way up there in Thunder Bay, 34 degrees. You'll see that next Clipper system quickly race across the state tomorrow. There it is, and then there it goes by 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's all going to be over. Then we're setting up for a cooler stretch tomorrow night into Wednesday, but by Thursday we could see 45 degrees. So how much snow tomorrow? You'll see the latest numbers, about an inch in a lot of areas, give or take, you know, a quarter of an inch. So not a lot of snow. I think most roads will be wet tomorrow. Chilly for the rest of tonight, down to 31. Some light wet snow tomorrow, 37. And then you can see the rest of the forecast pretty quiet. 44 on Thursday. It is going to be a notch cooler for the weekend, but sure, we could see some sunshine over the weekend. Remember, always get that latest forecast. Check it out. The Fox 2 Weather app. You can download it for free right now or anytime in the App Store or in Google Play. Taryn, we'll see you at 4:30.
That sounds good. Thanks, Reg. Tragedy in Monroe. A 46-year-old man has lost his life after getting trapped in a house fire. Fire crews were called to Donnelly Drive this afternoon after an alert citizen noticed smoke coming from the roof. While extinguishing the flames inside, first responders found the deceased victim. He's been identified as Joseph Boylan. The cause of the fire still under investigation.